Hello everyone, today we'll be starting another chapter, that is chapter 7, and the topic that we are going to learn is the ransom of Red Chief. So before we get into the story, let me show you let us discuss some of the questions. So first questions is, what do these pictures show? Do you think these children are having fun? Do you have some happy memories of the time when you were small? Do you remember how you spent your weekends and holidays then? In what ways has your life changed from time you were 5 or 6 years old? So my dear students, keeping all these questions into considerations, let us begin the story about a young boy, okay, who was kidnapped by two men. Okay. So they demand a ransom. Okay. So here the ransom refers to the sum amount of money demanded or paid for the release of captive. So captive means the victim. Okay, victim, and they were he was captive, okay, by the two kidnappers here in the story. So now we'll read on to here what happens after that is totally unexpected. Okay, so here unexpected means the things which is not expected, okay, which is beyond that, okay, beyond expectations. So the story is a mix of reality and imaginations. So this story is based on both reality and imaginations. So here the narrator exaggerates the situation in order to bring out the humor. So here narrator exaggerates. Exaggerate means, so he describes more. Okay, he praises the situation in order to bring out the humor. Humor means it's the state of being amused, state of being funny. Okay, in order to make the story in a funniest manner, he exaggerates the situation. Okay, he describes in a deeper manner. Okay, so let us begin. We were down south in Alabama, Bill Driscoll and myself, when this kidnapping idea struck us. So we were means narrator and his friend. They were down in South Alabama. Bill Driscoll and myself means, as I've already told you, that it was him and his friend. Okay, when this kidnapping idea struck us. Okay, when this idea struck us, okay, idea created in their mind. There was a flat town down there and called Summit, of course. Summit means it's a peak, okay, hilltop. By and large, its people were a harmless group of farmers. Okay, so on that summit, different farmers, they were sitting there. Group of farmers were roaming here and there. Bill and I had about $600 between us. So that time they had about sum of money was with them. Okay, that about $600 was there. We needed just $2,000 more to start off our fake land ownership scheme. So they just needed only $2,000 just to start their scheme. We discussed that love for the children was very strong. And they discuss among themselves in this generations the love for the parents towards their children was amazing. Okay, in a large number. Understood? So therefore, a kidnapping project would be more successful in a village than in a city. So they also decided that kidnapping project would be more successful, okay, in a village than in a city. We selected our victim, the only child of a prominent man named Avenger Dorset. Okay, so at the evening, they selected the victim. Okay, they selected the victim means, what is the meaning of victim? A person who is harmed, who is going to harm, who is going to kidnap. The only child of a prominent man. Prominent means famous man named Ebenezer Dorset. Okay, the kid was a boy of 10 with freckless and dull red hair. Okay, so freckles means small brown marks on a person's skin. The person with the boy, he had a small brown mark on his skin. Bill and I were certain that Avenger would be willing to pay the ransom. So they were sure, okay, and they believed that Avenger, this prominent man, will surely, pay the ransom to them. Okay, and that's why they are, going to kidnap that boy, the prominent man's son. About 2 miles from Summit, at the back of a mountain, there was a cave. Okay. There was stored supplies. Okay, they stored there in that cave. They stored their supplies. Okay. One evening after sundown, we drove past Old Dorset House in a hired buggy. So one evening they just drove. They just drove past Old Dorset House in a hired buggy. Buggy means it's a small vehicle like a golf cart. Small vehicle. They hired a buggy and they just drove towards Dorset House. The kid was in the street playing with a kitten. Okay, so that time this boy, okay, the victim, Red Chief, was playing with a kitten. The boy fought like a bear, but at last we put him in the buggy and drove away. So at last they succeeded, okay, putting that boy inside the buggy and they drove away. After that, I returned the buggy and came back to the cave. So after that, the narrator, he returned the buggy and came back to the cave. Bill was putting plaster over his scratches and bruises. So Bill was by that time when he returned from the place where he returned the buggy. So from there, when he came there, Bill was plastering over his scratches and bruises. Scratches means the wound, okay, because of heating, because of hard heating. And bruises means, what is the meaning of bruises? Bruises means it's the black and blue mark, okay, because of hard heating. Okay. The boy had 2 tail feathers of a budget. Okay, so what is the meaning of budget? Budget means a small vehicle like a golf cart. Okay. Budget means a large bird like a hawk or a falcon. Okay. It's a large bird feather he was carrying on his head. He pointed a stick at me when I came up and said, "Ha, do you dare to enter the camp of Red Chief, the terror of the plains?" Okay, so he pointed him the stick, one stick, when he said, "Do you dare to enter the camp of Red Chief, the terror of the plains?" "He's all right now," said Bill. So Bill was a little bit terrified and said, "It's all right now. We are playing Indian. We are playing like a friends. Okay. I'm Old Hank, Red Chief's captain, and I am to be killed at daybreak. By God, that kid can kick hard." Okay, so that boy can kick hard. Okay, that boy is quite like kind of hyperactive person. Okay, the boy seems to be having a great time. The fun of camping out in a cave had made him forget that he was a captive himself. Okay, he was enjoying there. Instead of instead of remembering his parents, he was enjoying with this kidnappers. Okay, he named me Snake Eye. Okay, he named the Bill Snake Eye, and told me that I would be burnt at sunrise when his men returned from war. Okay. Then we had a supper. So in the evening they had a supper. So while having supper, while eating, the kid began to talk. Okay, this kid, okay, the victim began to talk. He said things like, "I like this fine. Okay, I like the situations very well. I liked. Okay, I'm enjoying being with you all. I never camped out before. Okay, I have never camped out before like this. Okay, I never had taken the shelter like this. And I was 9 last birthday. Okay, I was 9 years in my last birthday. I hate to go to school. I don't like to go to school. I hate school. Are there any real Indians in this woods? So in this forest, are there any real Indians? I want some more gravy." So many things he talked. Okay, during dinner. "I want some more gravy." Gravy means the soup, no? Which makes your nose so red, Hank? What makes your nose so red, Hank? My father has lots of money. Okay, my father has lots of money. So now and then he would let out a war cry that made old Hank shiver. Okay. So now and then he would let out a war cry that old man Hank shiver. Shiver means tremble. Okay. He began to tremble. Bill was terrified of him from the start. Okay, Bill was so much terrified. We're saying this from the beginning. Okay, when they kidnap this boy, from the beginning onwards, the Bill start terrifying with this boy. Okay, he kept us awake from hours, jumping up and shouting. Okay, this boy is sort of hyperactive. Okay, he was jumping and shouting. Okay, just at daybreak, I was awakened by some awful screams from Bill. Okay. So he was awakened, he could not sleep properly. Okay. From his awful scream. Awful means very terrific, okay, very terror. Okay. Awful screams from Bill. I jumped up to see what the matter was. Red Chief was sitting on Bill's chest, ready for an attack. Okay. So when he heard this terror, okay, when he heard this awful scream, so the narrator, he was awakened and he saw that Red Chief was sitting on Bill's chest. Okay, and he was ready to attack the Bill. Okay, he was surprised. I dragged the boy away from Bill and made Bill lie down there. Okay, so the narrator, he dragged this victim, okay, from Bill's chest, and he made the Bill lie down again there. But from the moment, Bill never closed his eyes. Okay, now Bill was completely afraid, okay, frightened from this little boy. Okay, so I dozed off from a while, but I suddenly remembered what Red Chief had said to me. Okay, so the narrator also, he tried to sleep. He tried to have sleep. Okay, fell asleep for a while, but he suddenly remember what Red Chief had said to him, okay, that night before. I wasn't nervous or afraid, but I sat up and leaned against a rock. Okay, he could not sleep. He did not sleep at all. Rather, he sat up and leaned against a rock. Ain't it awful, Sam? Said Bill. So Bill said, okay, is it awful? Isn't you think it's a very awful situation here we are having? Do you think anybody will pay any money to get him back home? So do you think that anybody will pay any money to get him back? Sure, I said, parents don't such rowdy kids. So the narrator said, sure, definitely, parents Dorton means express a lot of love and affection. So the parents will, express a lot of affections, the care, okay, this type of kids, rowdy kids, unruly kids. I went to the peak of the little mountain and looked at the surroundings area. So the, narrator, he went to the peak of a little mountain and looked at the surroundings area. What I saw was a peaceful village landscape. Okay, there was no chaos and commotion regarding this, lost boy. Okay, the victim. Nobody was searching for these kidnappers. Okay, nobody was rushing with news to the anxious parents. Okay, no one seems very anxious. Okay, there. After breakfast, the kid took something out of his pocket and went outside the cave, unwinding it. So after having breakfast, the kid took something out of his pocket, okay, and went outside the cave, unwinding it. Unwinding here means he was separating. Okay, he was walking and he was separating the thing which he took out from his pocket. We have got to fix up some plan about the ransom. I said, tonight we must get a message to his father demanding $2,000 for his return. So here, tonight we must get a message to his father demanding $2,000 for his return. So they decided, the narrator and his friend Bill, they decided that they have to tonight they have to write a message to this boy's father, okay, demanding $2,000 for his return. Just then we heard a kind of war cry. Okay, when they were discussing regarding this, ransom, they heard a kind of war cry, a loud cry. What Red Chief had pulled out of his pocket was a sling, and he was swinging it around his head. Okay, he was just he was taking out from his pocket the sling. Sling means the kind of rope, long rope, and he was swinging it around his head. I moved away quickly. Okay, so the narrator moved away quickly there, but I heard a heavy thud and a loud sigh from Bill. So he heard a loud, heavy thud. Thud means the sound, the heavy sound he heard, and a loud sigh from Bill. So loud, cry from Bill as well. A rock the size of an egg had hit Bill just behind his left ear. So that moment, as soon as the narrator approached there, he saw that the size of an egg, okay, the rock with the size of an egg had hit the Bill just on his left ear. Understood? He lost his balance. Okay, so that moment he lost his balance and fell in the fire across the frying pan. Okay, that's why the Bill was crying very loudly. Hot water. I dragged him out and poured cold water on his head for half an hour. So the narrator dragged the Bill from him out of that frying pan and poured cold water on it. Okay. Slowly Bill sat up and fell behind his ear and said, "You won't go away and leave me here alone, will you, Sam?" Okay, so now Bill was completely fed up with this boy. Okay, now Sam, my dear friend, so please don't leave me alone here. Okay, you are not going anywhere. Okay, you are not going anywhere, no, my dear friend. Please don't leave me alone. Okay, I am fed up with this boy. Okay, now he was expressing his feelings. Okay. I made him and Bill shake hands. Okay, so now they both shake hands with each other. Then I took Bill to one side and told him that I was going to send a stern letter to Avenger Dorset the day. "I'll be back sometimes this afternoon," I said. "You must keep the boy happy and quiet till I return. And now we will write the letter to old Dorset." So here the Sam, the narrator, said to the Bill, "Bill, you please stay here with this boy. So till then I will write the letter." Stern letter means strict letter to his father regarding the ransom. So till then you just take care of this boy. Okay, don't let him go anywhere. Okay, so by the time I will write the stern letter and then I will return it back. Okay, said that. Bill begged me tearfully to reduce the ransom. Okay, so Bill was, as I have already told you, that Bill was completely fed up with this boy. Okay, so please reduce the ransom. Please decrease the ransom. Okay, let's ask for $1,500 only. Okay, so before they were planning to ask $2,000. Okay, now Bill, seeing the character, seeing the behavior of this boy, he just planned to ask only $1,500. Okay, now please, Sam, please ask only $1,500. Okay, I cannot tolerate. I can pay you the $500 myself. He said. So to please Bill, okay, to make Bill happy, I agreed. Okay, Sam also agreed. We wrote a letter that went like this. Okay, so they wrote a letter to his father. So now we'll see. Okay, so letter goes like this. Avenger Dorset. Okay, this letter is written by these two kidnappers to the boy's father. Okay. We have hidden your boy in a place far from Summit. It is useless for you or your detectives to try to find him. But you can have him on these terms. We demand $1,500 per his return. The money and the reply are to be left at midnight tonight at the same spot and in the same box described in this letter. If you agree, send your answer in writing by a single message at 8:30. If you report to the police or ignore our demands, you will never see your boy again. Two desperate men. So this is the letter written by these two kidnappers to this, the prominent man, the boy's father. Right? So I also added some details of where the box would be. I put the letter in my pocket and I was about to start. The kid came up and said, Bill, you are the horse. Okay, so as the narrator was about to, put the letter in his pocket, so the kid suddenly came up there and said, Bill, you are the horse. Okay, get down on your hands and knees. Okay, I have to warn the settlers that the Indians are coming. So as you can see the picture over here, okay, the little boy, he made the Bill to stand on its feet and knees here. Okay. So I have to warn the settlers. So settlers here means the first English people who came to America. So the English people, it refers to the English peoples. So I have to warn them. I have to inform them that settlers, okay, that the Indians are coming. He jumped on Bill's back and dug his heels in his side. Okay. You have to ride fast to get there on time. So you have to ride fast. For heaven's sake, said Bill, looking like a rabbit caught in a trap. Hurry back, Sam, as soon as you can. I walked over to Poplar Cove. I posted my letter stealthily and came away. Stealthily here means secretly. Okay? So the narrator, the Sam, he went secretly and he posted the letter. When I got back to the cave, Bill and the boy were nowhere to be found. Okay? He did not see Bill and the boy there. After about half an hour, I heard the bushes rustle and Bill hobbled out. So after some times, the narrator, he heard the, Bill hobbled out. Hobbled means moved unsteadily. Okay, that means he was moving hesitantly. Okay, with hesitation, he was moving from there. Bill had no idea that the kid was behind him. Okay, he did not know. He was, senseless. He was unconscious that time. Okay, because of this little kid. Understood? And he did not know that the kid was standing behind him. Understood? Bill stopped, took off his hat and wiped his face with a red handkerchief. Okay? The kid stopped about 8 feet behind him. The kid was just behind him. Okay, it was just stopped about 8 feet behind. Okay. Sam, said Bill, I know you will think I am a traitor. That means I am a traitor here means the betrayer. I am the betrayer, but I could not help it. Okay, so please forgive me. This time I could not help. Okay, I am a traitor. I betray you. Okay, the boy is gone. Okay, boy is already gone. Okay, my intention was not that, but boy is he went out. Okay. I have sent him home. Okay, I have already sent him home. No one has ever been tortured as much as I have. Okay, I am tortured so much. That's why I have sent him home. I took him by the neck of his clothes and dragged him down the mountain. Okay, I just took him by the neck of his clothes and I dragged him, okay, down the mountain. On the way, he kicked my legs black and blue. Okay, he kicked my legs also black and blue. Okay, bruises. Caused me so much bruises in my body and beat me hard on my hand and thumb. He also beat me, okay, on my hand and thumb. But he is gone, continued Bill. Gone home. I showed him the road. Okay, I showed him the road also. I am sorry, we are going to lose the ransom. Now, we are not going to get ransom. But it was either that or Bill Dersol to the madhouse. Okay. So here the narrator said that either you have to go to the madhouse or your kid, this kid, he has to go to the madhouse. Bill, I said, there isn't any heart disease in your family, is there? So the narrator, the Sam, asked to the Bill, his friend, is there any heart disease in your family? Okay, that means, is there any, the victim of this heart disease in your family? No, said Bill. Why? Okay, so Bill said, no. Why? Why are you asking me this question? Then turn around and look behind you, I said. So the narrator said to Bill, turn around and look behind. Who is there? when he turned at his back, he saw the boy standing. Okay, he lost all his colors and sat down by the thumb. Okay, with the thumb. Okay, so he lost all his energy, his strength. Okay, all his hope. He just sat down with a thumb. Then I told him about my plan, that we would get the ransom and be off with it by midnight. Bill felt a little happy. Okay, so at this moment, okay, at this sad moment, the narrator told Bill about their plan, okay, that they would be getting the ransom by this midnight, by this night. Okay, so after hearing this, plan, Bill became a little bit happy. Okay, at 8:30, I went stealthily to the spot. So 8:30, by 8:30, the narrator, okay, he went stealthily, secretly there, the spot where he told that man to come, okay, where I had placed the box and then collected the letter from Dorset. I took the note back to the cave and read it to Bill. Okay, so he took the note back to the cave and read it to the Bill. This is what was written on it. Okay, so this is the letter, okay, written by that man, okay, the rich man, prominent man, to this desperate kidnappers. Okay, two desperate men, gentlemen, I received your letters today. I think your demands are a little high and therefore give you another proposal which I believe you will accept. You bring Johnny home, pay me $250 in cash, and I agree to take him back. You had better come at night, okay, for the neighbors. Believe he is lost, and I will not be responsible for what they might do to anyone whom they see bringing him back. Very respectfully, Avenger Dorset. So here, instead of giving the $1,500 back, this man, this prominent man, is asking the money to this desperate kidnappers. Okay, and he has also written that he is not responsible for this boy. Okay, so whatever money you have to pay me back, what you have to give me, you have to bring the spot where I have allotted you. Okay, so we took him home that night, just when we should have been collecting $1,500 from the box under the tree. Bill was counting out $250 into Dorset's hands. So Bill and the narrator, the Sam, they start counting the $200 because the prominent man asks them to pay $200. Okay. The kid started to haul and clung to Bill's neck. So the kid, this kind of a hyperactive kid, okay, again started to haul, okay, making a loud sound, okay, terror sound, okay, and clung to Bill's leg. But his father managed to pull him away. Okay, his father only pulled him away from there. How long can you hold him? Asked Bill. Okay, so asked Bill him, how long you are going to hold him back? I think I can promise you 10 minutes. Okay. So I think I can promise you 10 minutes, said old Dorset. Enough, said Bill. Okay. It was dark and Bill was fat man and I was a good runner, but he had run a good mile and a half out of summit before I could catch up with him. So at last, what happened is, at last they both decided to give the some amount of money, $200 to this prominent man, okay, in return of that kid. Understood? And they decided to leave that place, leave that town as soon as possible because they don't want to remain there, okay, for long. They don't want to because they became so fed up with this kid. Okay, at last they did not satisfy. Okay, they did not, successful. Okay, they did not become successful in their plan. Understood? So with this, we'll wind off today's session. Hope you all have understood. So we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.